you say, Tui? So, after a year of ownership of the 911, I found a few little tweaks and hacks that I thought you might be interested in. Some of these you might have seen on other videos, but they're worth repeating. The first one is my favorite one, which is dropping the PCM out to the operating system. To do this, you strangely need an old mouse. In particular, you want to get 100% compatible Microsoft mouse, preferably USB 1, and you plug it into the front USB port here. Won't work on the back one for some reason. Doesn't work, does it, Tui? You plug it in the front USB port down here. And then as you go to reboot the PCM, you hold down the three position buttons for the aircon, the up, down, and forward buttons, 1, 2, 3, and you also have to hold down it's a bit tricky, you almost need two hands. You need to hold down the auto sync button as well. As you hold down those four buttons and reset the PCM, you'll see the normal Porsche splash screens don't come up. It starts coming up with Windows, doesn't it, Tui? And you can tell that it's working because you get the red light on the mouse. So what can you do once it's booted into Windows? Well, you know, first thing you want to try, of course, is running Solitaire. Who doesn't want to run Solitaire in their Porsche 911? I'll do that. Just like so. But really, all the files for the PCM are in this folder here. And you can mess around with some of the files. Of course, you do these things at your own risk. If you tank your Porsche 911 because you've done something that I've told you to do, don't come blaming me. But yeah, you can go in here, you can check out some of the other languages that are not normally available through the menus, and some of the splash screens. They can go in here, and you can see the splash screens for all the different models. So using the paintbrush program, you can even edit them yourself. So you can say, instead of it saying Porsche Carrera 4S, you could say Nick's Porsche or Tui's Porsche. Hey Tui. So yeah, that's how you get out into Windows. Pretty cool, pretty interesting. The second hack, and it's one that I'm surprised more people don't talk about. It was a popular one in the 996s and the 997s. If you remember back then, you could pull on your park brake, your manual park brake or your e-brake, one click to tell the car that the brake is slightly on, and then it would disengage the front wheels from the four-wheel drive system. So if you wanted to turn your four-wheel drive or all-wheel drive 911 into a rear-wheel drive, you just pulled the park brake on ever slightly. Well, of course, in the 991s, there's no manual park brake. It's the brake down here, so you can't do that. But they still have allowed a way of doing that, and it's hidden away in the passenger door here. If you look up in here, there's a little toggle. If you pull on that, it's a manual way of releasing the front transmission. So now if you look at the torque split gauge, you'll see that it sits permanently at the rear. You push that little toggle back in to reinstate it, but while it's pulled out, it becomes a rear-wheel drive car, which is cool. Handles obviously completely differently in the snow. You just end up doing 360 donuts everywhere. And so the final one is just a little bit of a maintenance hack. Most of you probably know that the Porsche 911 has its own oil sensors, measures the quality of the oil, and that's part of how it calculates when the next service is due. So you want to reduce the number of services wherever possible, so you keep that oil topped up to the correct levels with the highest quality of oil. And that just stretches those maintenance intervals and reduces the cost for you guys. So I hope this has been interesting, just a few little fun hacks for the latest model Porsche 911.